Hey everyone, it's Sleepy Reader, aka Damien, and this video is just another one of my flip-throughs. I felt like looking through this Frazetta book. There's been a lot of Frazetta in the sort of comic book news lately, or the original art news, with a number of his paintings going on for sale and selling for crazy amounts of money. I think right now Kirk Hammett's Frazetta Conan that Kirk Hammett owns is about to go on sale. Anyway, so I had Frazetta on my mind, and I thought I'd take a look through this. I think I have 3 or 4 Frazetta books, but this one's a pretty interesting one, and it's kind of a manageable size for me to film. So I thought I'd do a flip through. So without further ado, I'm going to flip the camera around and let's take a look. All right, the fantastic paintings of Frazetta. This is kind of a medium-large art book. Here's a regular paperback by comparison. Here's the size of a standard comic book for comparison. And yeah, let's just start flipping through. We got some drawings at the beginning. Frontispiece, I guess you'd call that. And then, whoa, we're hit with major Frazetta here. Look at that blown up like that. I love it. This is an incredible painting. A naked man fighting a giant crocodile. It's crazy. I think I might have had a poster of this as a kid. Can't remember which ones I had as posters. Table of contents. We got some Michael Whelan. There's a Michael Whelan painting. Michael Whelan was huge for a while. I don't know if he still is. Here's another one that I had a poster of. It's a close-up. It's a nearly naked man fighting a giant woolly mammoth. So let's see. It almost looks like this folds out there, but that's kind of interesting. Where does that go? Here's that famous cover from EC. What was it? Weird Science or something? Or Weird Fantasy? I can't remember. I had this Frazetta book long ago. I spilled Coca-Cola on it, sadly. And it included this, I remember it included this splash page here. Yeah, there were multiple volumes in these paperbacks. I think I had several of them. And these are all drawings that were in it. Interesting design here with like ripped paper. Not sure what I think about that. Here's Frank Frazetta on the Conan movie. He's just hanging out with George Lucas and the producer of Conan. Here's some more Frazetta covers. I always love this one. It's a Buck Rogers, I guess, from Famous Funnies. And now we move on to the paintings. I love these sort of close-ups. The rip, I'm not sure. It's a design thing. I both like it and dislike it. Okay, children. This was like a non-fantasy. I think it was just a historical novel. Lucky for Frazetta, Romans always hung out naked or nearly naked. Frazetta just loved to draw or paint naked people. As did, the ancient Greeks and Romans. They loved their naked people statues. Now that's interesting. So we got that version. Have the colors changed a bit? I guess he's known to have updated. First printed as an interior on the Frazetta calendar. Wait, I'm confused. Because this book is certainly before the Frazetta calendar. Anyway, so we have the close-up. It looks like, I think we're looking at different versions of the same painting. And this Autumn People, Adventures into the... A lot of these covers get reused. There's an earlier Autumn People cover. Is that also a Frazetta? Sorry, I should have read the text in here before going ahead and do this movie. I just wanted to flip through this book. It had been a while. Now, isn't this a cover of an album too? Maybe I've got it wrong. Somehow I feel like there's a rock album out there. Night Walk by Bob Shaw, Frank Frazetta Illustrated, Fantasy Illustrated, Frank Frazetta's Fantasy Illustrated. wolf's head, kind of a blonde Conan. I'm not sure why we see oh, that's her there. Green Death. Isn't that a song that Metallica covered? Oh, here's different versions of Green Death. Green Death 2, Preliminary. Green Death 2 from Frank Frazetta, book 4. So maybe he did. Now, couldn't they make the picture a little bigger and not have this design thing? That's always a thing with art books, these design things that make the actual picture smaller. Here's the full shot of that caveman. Is he wearing pants or just a belt? Fighting the woolly mammoth with the cool mountains in the background. I guess the Edgar Rice Burroughs name is across there. Oh, cool. There's a preliminary drawing. I just love some of these, like the muscles and everything are like so slinky and in action. Here we have a Mars novel painting, Deja Thoris, I assume, John Carter, The Two Moons of Mars. Talk about slinky cat girl with his leopards are very slinky too. Here's some, are these preliminaries? Oh, post-publication alteration, another post-publication alteration. So he changed these paintings multiple times. Current revised version, oil on Academy Award. Most, if not all, of the revisions were completed by 1985. So we're seeing more of kind of the process of revisions. Did he move the leopards? That's interesting. Boy, that's pretty radically different when you look at it, of the woman and the leopard positioning and such. Not sure why I did that. Okay, this is my favorite Nazareth album, Expect No Mercy. Was it originally an Eerie cover and then appeared? I'm not even sure what's going on here. Because isn't this like a brain in the background, or is that just, I don't know. And of course, everyone's naked. Oh, it does. It says the brain. Yeah, two men fighting in front of a brain in the water. Brack the Barbarian versus the Sorceress, which he calls the Apparition. They might have resisted, again, it's a beautiful book, I shouldn't complain, but did they need to print that over the painting? And man, this painting has been reused a lot. The original Death Dealer, which appeared, on the second Molly Hatchet album, or was it the first one? Maybe it was the first one. That other famous Frazetta painting was on the second one. Oh, I like seeing is this a revision or just a detailed Death Dealer? Again, the incredible muscularity of the horse really comes through too. I was never a big fan of this one, Woman with Scythe. I think it originally appeared on Eerie. Oh, Vampirilla, number 13, it says. I knew it was on Warren magazine. Warren magazines were so lucky to have Frank Frazetta paintings. It's amazing. Here's a classic Conan one. All of my first Frazettas were Conans. It's warming up in here. I'm taking my fleece off. So interesting, cool to see that that preliminary, and to kind of get a better view of the shadowy things in the background. Egyptian Princess. This was also a Warren magazine cover, and it's amazing. And he really goes for the belly there. Yeah, I love all the slinky leopard, the princess, the marble looks incredible. The guy with the guard with the scimitar in the background, really cool. Was Princess Leia inspired by that? I'm a little surprised by that. This one's kind of silly. Sexy girl as King Kong. It's hard for me to choose, but this is probably one of the most intense Conan ones on this pile of corpses. And I feel like a lot of people have homaged or borrowed that sort of hero on a pile of bodies kind of thing. It's pretty disturbing and gross in a way. But this is like the primeval Conan. And I think it fits pretty well with, I think Robert E. Howard talked about him having bangs cut straight across. Oh, I've never seen this one before. What's it called? Wild Ride. It's a bit lost in the main figures here are a bit lost in the fold. The Mucker. I remember reading this as a kid. Blazing Combat. I don't think I even knew this was a Frazetta because I think I have a copy of this somewhere. Frontline Action. Oh, I remember reading The Silver Warriors by Michael Moorcock. I think this was the first book where I learned that he had the eternal hero that reappears as different characters over time. And again, like these bears, that's just so amazing. And the mountain in the background. It's kind of weird how the guy's hair is sticking to his sword. I'm not sure I get that. Oh, here's another Conan. What's the Conan the Buccaneer? Redrawn. Look at that. That's one version and that's another version. Wow. The Destroyer. I think this is the version I've seen more often. I always notice this guy here. Just doesn't look comfortable the way he... What has he got, like a sword belt or just like a piece of jewelry around his butt? There. From Creepy, the Executioner. Here's the Eternal a book actually called The Eternal Champion. I don't know if I ever read that as a kid. I've never seen this cover version either. I don't know if it's one of his strongest. Is this a Reed painting of it? Or a second painting redoing? Or like I'll have to read. Oh, this is a pretty famous one from a movie. I've never seen the movie. I think I've seen this reused on other covers. Savage Pellucidar. I read all the Pellucidar novels as a kid, and they all had Frazetta covers. This one, it's cool, I like it, but it's just kind of odd. It's like the central focus seems to be her very muscular thigh to me. Was it also a Luana cover? Frazetta had nothing to do with the censoring of the poster. So which came first? First printed as a B-sheet movie poster and was cut down and revised to become Savage Pellucidar. So he took this painting and repainted it into that. It's kind of mind-blowing. This, for years did not know this cover of Creepy was Frazetta, because that doesn't have a lot of the typical Frazetta stuff. That looks like something he tossed off quickly. Tarzan and the Jewels of Opar. I don't know if I've seen that one before. It's funny, the way it's composed, I almost didn't see Tarzan over there. Again, it's not as typical of Frazetta somehow. Oh, here's movie posters. I think in the 60s and 70s, he made a lot of money doing movie posters. Is it Molly Hatchet or is it Conan the Conqueror? Conan the Conqueror was the very first Conan book I ever read. I think I'd seen the Conan comics, and then I saw this novel, and I bought the novel and read it when I was 10 or 11. And then I managed to get a hold of some Conan comics thereafter. Love this kind of figure with a skull head. More like naked men attacking him. This horse is crazy too, my goodness. This must be a much older they give dates? Yeah, 1964 for the Beasts of Tarzan. Here, I think early on in his career, he was taking assignments that Roy Krengle was passing on to him, or working for people that had done a lot of work with Roy Krengle, and his work looked more like Krengle at this stage. Huh. First printed as an interior to Elements 3 in a story by Dick Dalton. I'm not familiar with this at all. Oh, here we go. This looks like some Land That Time Forgot illustration. It says Young World, 1981. First printed as wraparound cover to Monster Mania. Huh. Well, it seems just exactly like the Land That Time Forgot anyway. You got sexy women, cavemen, pterodactyls, dinosaurs. Elsbrog de Camp, the Tritonian Ring. This is an odd one, like that. It's far less graceful of a figure than you normally see in a Frazetta. But the rest of it's really cool. Love the sky there and the castle up there. And this is another one that seems a bit obscure to me. From Creepy, Winged Terror from 1966. Huh. This one doesn't get as reprinted as often. Oh, and here's another Conan one. They're not showing us the whole thing, I don't think. So this is definitely not, a complete book of all of Conan, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I love seeing the details, the blown up pictures and such. So there you have it. I also dug up this Frazetta book that I also had lying around. Has a lot of the same paintings, but not all of them. But it tries to have all of Frazetta's book cover art in it. So maybe I'll do a flip through of this later. It seems like it would be redundant to do it all together. And it doesn't feature the art in as big a format, generally speaking. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll be back soon with another video.